March.
Thank you so much.
Empire's on the
CountyGuns.com. We'll be back. Thank
Alex
you, sir.
Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
From InfoWarsNews.com or PrisonPlanet.tv, or follow the banners on InfoWars.com or PrisonPlanet.com. I'm going to open the phones up for the balance of the broadcast and cover news now, and boy, is there a lot of it. The toll-free number to join us on air for first-time callers, yet again, or if you haven't called in 5 years. First-time callers or ancient callers, to give new folks a chance to get involved on air on any of the news we've covered today, on Gardasil shots, time and time again, killing people in the trials, killing people currently, sterilizing them, causing autoimmune disorders, giving them HPV. Now they're saying give it to boys. The schools lie and say it's the law. Other countries have banned it. You can say what you want about India and Japan and places like Brazil, but they're saying don't give kids younger than 18 months vaccines. They're saying don't eat GMO. They're saying we're banning Gardasil because they can see the effects of it. Now, before we go any further here today, let me just give you the toll-free number. It's 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. We can discuss the Gardasil story that hurts my heart every time I see those reports every few weeks. But it's bigger than just a little girl dying hours after she took it. It's that they just keep us in perpetual ignorance of why did this happen? Oh, gee, we don't know. Was it the vaccine? When we know it's the vaccine. And everyone knows people that took a vaccine and died, or took a vaccine and went into a coma. And then the media goes, there are no side effects of vaccines, safe and effective. Until you read the insert, and it says can give you narcolepsy, epilepsy, neurological disorders, autoimmune disorders, death, cancer. Of the flu shot, polio vaccine, Gardasil, I don't care which one it is, read the insert that comes with the drug. Go online, type in the insert. You can read the thing. You don't have to believe me that drinking 1 part per million of hydrofluorosilicic acid, a.k.a. fluoride, will massively reduce your IQ. A little over 10 points per decade. It'll give you dental fluorosis and fracturing of bones and rheumatoid arthritis and a 7-fold increase in bone cancer in boys and men. Kidney cancer. I mean, I try not to blow up on air. But we're being killed by the globalists who have all literally written hundreds of books, like Eco-Science by the White House Science Czar, admitting they're jacking the food and the water in social engineering. People go, man, you're crazy. Yeah, I know, because if you admit I'm telling the truth, then you've got to do something about it. I'm going to say this again. My grandmother, and that's it, Buckley, she said she'd do it. We're going over there and interviewing her about her polio experience because she's 89. She's still about 97% there. She's obviously not as sharp as she was when she was, 60 years old. But she's there. She's got a great memory. And I wanted to talk about that because she's been telling my mom that since, my mother was 5 years old. This is the reality. And then I can pull up news articles out of India and Pakistan where they suspend the polio shot because in 1 month, 60+ thousand kids got paralyzed from it. And they said, we don't call it polio. They got paralysis from it. They're not eradicating polio. They're giving people polio. And this is the same global government caught doing all the secret medical experimentation over and over and over again. They're evil. It's bigger than Obama. It's bigger than the Republicans. It's bigger than the British government. It's bigger than the French government. It's bigger than the Russian government. It's the technocracy. So we can talk about that. 800-259-9231. And I see callers calling in about Robin Williams. Yeah, it's a wild card. Whatever you want to call in about, you're welcome to call in about it. You can talk about the Ferguson situation. You can talk about any of it. Now, let me spend a few minutes here reaching out to the listeners in a moment of stillness here, so it's not all just lost in translation or lost in my banter. That when I tell you about how big Infowars.com is, how big this radio show is, it is not to have a big ego. It is to let you know that we are engaged in a major assault of the globalists and their eugenics program. We are here to speak directly to the White House operatives and the Ford Foundation and CIA and NSA and Department of Defense and corporate IBM, Microsoft, Google, Apple operatives who are let in on the technocracy, who are let in on the master plan. They understand they're not going to be given entree into the next level of this. They are operating out of fear, out of greed, out of mercenary instincts. And we've got to get the narrative out there that we are breaking away from their whole fake debate and communicating directly with them on a true narrative of, are you really evil? Do you really want to go along with this? And your whole fake, progressive, liberal, touchy-feely, simpering NPR voice that you know is a cover for the savage dehumanization and social engineering that you're part of. And then for the listeners out there, you need to become your own newsletter, your own website, your own YouTube channel, your own local radio show, your own access show, or to your own students or your college students or your workers or your bosses. We all need to be communicating with each other about these issues and about the fact that you can say the cop down the street's a nice guy or a nice lady, but the people running the system are bad. And so we can't let the system get more centralized control because it only uses that to dominate and dumb down society. And then secondarily, it is integral to understand Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com is under attack. And the power structure is doing everything it can to ensure that we are blocked, we are demonized, we are attacked on every front. They're trying to assassinate my character, my name, my whole operation, unsuccessfully, I might add, and that's what's scary. And I'll explain in a moment. Because we are over the target. When you fly over the target, the anti-aircraft guns are aimed on you. You fly into the flak to drop your bombs because that's where the war is. And I never imagined as a child, or even as an activist when I was 20 years old, trying to get on radio and TV. I didn't want to get on radio and TV to be somebody. I didn't want to get on radio and TV to be a narcissist. I wanted to get on radio and TV because I knew they were taking farmers' land outside Austin to build on it under the guise of environmentalism, and I took it personal. I knew they were giving fines to old ladies and people that they couldn't fix the grass in their backyard to take their houses. I took it personal. Just like if I saw somebody, 3 or 4 guys beating up some little guy in a parking lot, I'm going to go over and tell them, pick on somebody your own size. And not because I'm looking for trouble, but because my instinct makes me go up to them. It's just how I am. And the fact that we are hurting the enemy so bad and they're attacking us every day in establishment organs with talking points, and the fact that it's getting worse and that it's ineffective. If they destroyed me in my name or made up some scandal and really damaged me, then they wouldn't kill me or set me up or imprison me. But the fact that everything they do bounces off of InfoWars, we are now crossing that event horizon that even though I'm real and act goofy sometimes, and they can spin that against me, the public has spun it back against them, and it's made InfoWars and yours truly even bigger. And it's backfired. It's boomeranged. And I can see the tea leaves, ladies and gentlemen, politically, that if we continue to exponentially grow like this in our reach and our paradigm-shifting understanding, they will come after me. And I'm not scared of that. I don't look forward to it. But it's something that has to be done. But I want everyone to understand something. That is the great victory of life, is knowing the road you're going down and going down that road, because in the end, setting a good example, being strong, not backing down, will be the example to others that will defeat the New World Order.